The extraordinary events of last week have driven people into the downstairs bar, and My Haunted Hotel has now truly cemented itself as one of the top locations in the UK. The paranormal activity that we always knew existed here is now firmly in the spotlight, and for Harry, Brett and I, it was down to business as usual.
Hot off the heels of episode 10, which has claimed to be one of the best episodes yet of My Haunted Hotel, I'm really excited for this busy week. We have rooms in 3 nights this week, and boy have the bookings rolled in this morning. All day we've been getting messages, bookings. We've just had a booking of 8 people for just one night in. That's just one group of people. It is getting exciting. One other thing that has got people a little bit excited is merchandise. I've been designing this stuff for the last week. It is now all online on myhauntedhotel.com, and I can't wait to see, finally, someone not wearing Danny's face on a t-shirt for a change.
So just arrived for Monday night here at My Haunted Hotel, and I walked through the bar. I couldn't believe how busy it is down there. So good to see how many people are coming to the downstairs bar just simply because of My Haunted Hotel. They want to try that new menu, they want to try a Hustler burger for themselves, and they want to watch the episodes on the TV screen. Who can blame them? This location is the #1 place in Chester City right now. It is fantastic to see how many messages are coming through. Harry and Brett have been on to me all day today. We've had another booking. There is a severe amount of people wanting to stay here in this building, and who can blame them after episode 10? Last week was one of our most memorable weeks here in the building. The intelligent communication that we witnessed, the evidence that we captured. But let's talk about the whispering captured in room 5 and how lucky we were to capture that, because if it wasn't for the fact of switching over cameras at that point and having the volume full, I don't think we would have noticed that had happened. The paranormal works in some very mysterious ways sometimes.
Oh my, what the f*** was that?
What the f*** is that?
What was that? Turn it up.
Oh my god, I've got goosebumps.
What was that?
Shh.
I think the most spectacular, intelligent responses we've had so far were with the guys in room 6 that had their own motion detective music box, and it was almost perfectly timed to answer their questions. Someone on social media actually said, "This is weird that we're getting very accurate responses all of a sudden as there's 2 men in room 6. Now, it is known that room 6 has a spirit that is not keen on women at all. So it is interesting to see that all of a sudden we're getting responses from this male spirit. Now he's talking to other men. This guy needs to get a life, clearly. So what I personally want to do this week is get a little bit more out of room 4, get more people in there, more experiments. I think it might be worth me, Danny and Harry going in there as well at some point to join the guests and really see if we can find some solid evidence to do with this sword.
So with room 4 open, it was surprising really. Not a lot happened at all in room 4. The guests who stayed in there Thursday night, they didn't report on being woken up in the night. Maybe they're just heavy sleepers, who knows? But we certainly didn't get anything on the cameras. This week we need to test it again. We've got a really busy week ahead. Throw people in room 4, but let's also try and concentrate on that Bune box in room 6. For me, that is a major talking point right now. And of course, what's happening in room 5. It's another week. Let's do this. Monday night's guests arrive at the hotel. 2 pagans who have travelled from Wales. And due to their beliefs, they will not actively investigate the building. We had designated room 4 for them, and a busy week had began.
There's a step. Careful, there's a step.
Yeah. Okay, it doesn't work. Cool. Okay. Nice.
There's the sword.
So the guests for Monday night have just gone upstairs. They are in room 4. Now the interesting thing about these two is that they are both avid pagans.
So they say.
So it's going to be quite interesting. Obviously, we have some paganistic symbols around the hotel in room 6. So we might have to adapt a little bit to sort of the way that they deal with the spiritual world. This could be really interesting to see how these guys react to what happens throughout the night.
Absolutely, but their enthusiasm about being here and actually spending time in this building is great to see. And this could be a really interesting night, but it's definitely going to be an interesting week because we've got a lot of rooms in this week. Now, over the last few months, we have been blessed with an array of astonishing evidence, but our high from last week is about to come crashing back down as the hours tick by with absolute silence. It is at this stage that we discover something that we have never seen before. Alright, so we're just stood in the function room here. It's a very, very, very quiet night here at my haunted hotel, but just noticed something that we've never noticed before. And Harry, this is particularly weird that you've never noticed it before either. You can actually see here, just point, these are anti-witchcraft marks that people did in the 1600s to ward off evil spirits, and it's just on one of the original beams here, and it's just another indication for what would have been going on in this building during the 1600s.
Generally, these marks are by openings into the building, windows for instance, to stop things coming in through windows and doors. You even find them on fireplaces and other things like that. But the fact that we've never spotted that is interesting.
No,
I now want to go and check everywhere.
I'm not sure if you know, but this column here, if you want to focus on that, was part of the rose coming down past the window, which would be on the first floor walkway coming across past the windows. That's why we tend to get a lot of traffic, paranormal activity in this room, because there's so many people walking past all the time.
I can't ever look at that column because it was that night that we were stood here and we heard ha ha ha.
It's horrible.
That man laugh right where that is.
Well, most things in the country in the 17th century had brothels in them.
Yeah.
And that was the one in here. It's outside. And that was the one in here.
I'll go as far as saying it's probably the quietest night we've ever had here. However, the two girls that are staying here are very sensitive and are obviously picking up on certain things. Unfortunately, it's very, very difficult for us to prove that, and you're going to get a bit of skeptical Danny right here. A personal feeling, in my opinion, it is just that. It is a personal feeling, and as a technical investigator, I like to work with solid evidence and evidence that's captured on camera and can be backed up by other things. So right now it's very, very difficult to prove any of this footage that we're seeing, and in all honesty, it is just a very, very, dull is probably the wrong word to use, but it's just a very, very flat, calm evening right now, and I can't see it picking up anytime soon. So when Brett disappears and doesn't say anything, there's only one thing happening, and he thinks I can't see him as well, but the kitchen has got a camera. Where have you been?
Oh, what are you doing?
Where have you been?
Nowhere. I can't hide it, can I? It's tonight's Hustler's Burger.
Half an hour later, we notice Imogen, who is now in room 1 with Erin, begins to feel very unwell. We have moved Erin and Imogen into room 1, and Imogen feels ridiculously sick.
Yeah, she's debating throwing up. I'm just going to give her a quick call now before it's too late. Come in room 1.
Hello.
Is everything okay, guys? We noticed that Imogen isn't feeling too well.
Yeah, there's just a really, really heavy feeling in this room.
Yeah, it's very, very heavy feeling. The same as what's crying. Yeah, probably.
Monday night produced our most quiet night so far, And whilst we respect all beliefs, a building like this needs energy and active investigation.
Tonight, it almost feels as if there's just nothing here. They have felt a bit ill at times. They have some very uneven, unnerving feelings. If I can get my words out, I'm so tired because we've been sat for hours just watching the cameras and going, come on, but it is what it is at this building. Sometimes you can have the most incredible nights like we did last week, and sometimes you just don't. We can't make these things happen, unfortunately.
There's no two ways about saying this. It has just been flat all night. Absolutely nothing has happened that I would deem to be paranormal. A couple of weird creaks before, which you just debunk as the wood in the building with the temperature changes. My skeptical side tonight has really come out because the guests were just getting a lot of personal feelings, and that's no disrespect to them, but that's exactly what they are. Personal feelings. They're very hard to prove, and I'm all about capturing stonewall evidence on camera, which we have had some very, very lucky and amazing experiences over the last few months. Tonight, nothing at all. We move on to tomorrow. It's Tuesday at my haunted hotel, and after our quietest night so far, we were hoping things would pick up with 2 more rooms booked in.
Press just showed me the merch situation. I'm really happy about that. So the merchandise is really flying at the moment. We've got 2 rooms in tonight. Yeah, pretty excited to be fair. It's a warm night though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Muggy. Why have you got your hoodie on and your hat? I know you represent my haunted hotel.
Because I'm hot stuff, baby, this evening.
Oh wow!
Why is he singing? Oh, where's the 7? Where's the?
A 7?
That's not even a 7. That
No, it's like a 2.
I'm actually thinking of walking out the room.
Our guests had arrived. We had prepared rooms 3 and 4 for them. We were also joined by my haunted hotel team member Ollie, who was excited to revisit the building after last week's events. It was set to be another unpredictable night inside the UK's most haunted hotel.
Yeah. Oh, look at all the mirrors. Camera. Is that a record thing? Huh?
Well, the mirrors is pretty freaky.
I know. Very great as portals, aren't they? Is that up?
Yeah. Got a nice double bed to yourselves, you know, as you do. Right. There's usually equipment in and about places, but I don't know where to put
Should I
it.
put the light on for that?
Turn the bathroom light on and use that. The lights don't work, they're always lights. Yeah.
We have 2 rooms in, and the wonderful Sue has returned for her 5th time?
4, I
4th.
think.
Okay, she's back anyway, and she's brought Harry and Brett donuts. She brought me
Oh, did you get one too?
a f***ing apple.
Yes.
By the way, we are joined with Oliver tonight. Nice to see you. It's like the whole team's here tonight. It's pretty cool.
Nice and good, isn't it?
Both rooms begin their investigations, and in room 3, Sally and Jamie have brought various different tech to aid them on their investigation, including a software called Necrophonic, which uses phonetic speech sound banks to possibly create intelligent communication.
See what they're getting out in room 3. They've got their own equipment.
I can't actually see what it is.
Oh, it's a teddy bear, isn't it? I think it's the DB65320.
Yeah.
If there's anyone in the room with us, what is your name? Look, cried. If there's anyone in the room with us, what is your name?
That's ridiculously quiet. There's just nothing.
Did you hear that?
What was it? Was it?
If that was you, can you do it again? It was like
Is it coming from the bathroom?
like a jiggle of a door or something.
What was that?
Did you hear that?
I heard that.
It
There's no
feels like
clock.
someone's walking on the step with me, actually.
There's no clock in this room.
No, it
sounded
feels like someone's walking on the... See if there's anyone out here.
What's your name?
An hour passes and nothing of great significance happens. We send Susan and Claire into room 6 and Sally and Jamie into room 5. It is at this moment we hear movement in the brothel section.
We are now splitting the rooms into rooms 5 and 6. We're going to let them spend a bit of time there. They've taken some equipment with them as well. One of them's brought like a full spectrum camera. They didn't have an SD card, so...
Shh. What was that?
What?
Did you tell someone?
Someone's just been walking in the brothel section.
Hold on, let me get the camera up.
It's still happening.
What's going on?
You all heard that, right?
Yeah, I definitely heard that time.
Is anything moving?
What did you...
Everyone heard that, didn't they?
Yeah, we'll get that on the cameras.
Yeah, 100%. Someone's just been walking in the brothel section. Someone's just been walking in the brothel section.
Give us a sign. Make the ball flash. If you can see the ball, go past it, touch it.
Susan takes a number of pictures on her full spectrum camera, but captures nothing in rooms 4 or 6. I review the pictures downstairs. Alright guys, so we are going through the full spectrum pictures that Sue's been taking on her camera. We've lent her an SD card and she's brought it down for us to review. Now this is in room 4, she took a load in room 6 as well. We didn't capture anything at all. But we've got a really good debunk for all you orb believers out there. Now, notice in this picture here, absolutely clear. And then we pick up this anomaly here, which is clearly dust flying past the actual lens here. We actually believe as well it could be reflecting off another light source here, but you can clearly see it's not there and then it's there, not there and then it's there. Guys, we've got to say once again, because we're still getting comments, that 99.9% of orbs in this building are dust, light reflections or bugs. We really need to forget the whole orb thing. The next couple of hours fly by and the frustration that this could once again be a quiet night kicks in.
Hi everyone, I'm Susan. I've been here quite a few times with Claire. This is different Claire.
Hi, I'm Claire.
This is our first time here.
I'm on my hotel hunt. No.
You're mixing them up. Yeah. Haunted hotel first.
Haunted hotel first.
You going to start with how the night's gone so far?
Yeah, we've been trying to speak with people, see if there's any activity. A little bit quiet at the moment.
not for the want of trying, is it?
No, it's very true.
No.
And I'm quite excited because I've finally got my hands on a full spectrum camera, so it's been quite exciting to bring that here and see if I can catch anything with that. So fingers crossed that we'll get some stuff later on in the night.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
Hi, I'm Sally.
First time at the hotel. Been in a couple of rooms already, heard a couple of knocks and a few footsteps in the hallway, which was kind of freaky. Confirmed no one else in the hotel was moving around or anything, so yeah, very good start to an exciting night.
So really looking forward to our night. Just excited really, not scared. Very, very excited. It's an amazing place. We go to ghost hunts all the time and this is definitely very unique. And yeah, I can't wait for the rest of the night.
Whoa there! Welcome to my haunted hotel.
Alright, Brett.
How's it going?
You eat that many donuts, you're starting to look like one, mate. We set the guests challenges and split Susan and Claire into rooms 1 and 2, where they will conduct both an Estes and Intravox session. Meanwhile, Sally and Jamie move into the downstairs bar. Again, nothing at all happens, but thankfully, that is all about to change. It begins with an incredible moment in the cellar.
We've now moved everyone back upstairs to room 5 and 6 again. We've swapped them around to see if that changes the dynamic at all. We'll see what happens.
Motion detector in cellar. He's here.
Oh my god, why is that going off? That's the motion rem, isn't it?
Yeah. It's going off like facing the wall. It's one of the barrels.
Wow.
That was
Did
a
the barrel
normal
just
barrel.
move? Oh my god, we need to play that back. We have no idea why the motion detector on our REM device was activated. We have never seen this before, but just seconds later, it sounds like a barrel is moved, and things are about to get stranger as we gather everyone in the brothel section.
I'd like to call out to the ladies that work here, please. I know that things are very confusing during these times, and there are lots of visitors through these doors, some that you may recognise. You may also recognise the sound of certain voices as well. And I know that some of you are extremely intelligent, you're well educated ladies, and you can understand what we say, you hear us, you see us. So if you can see us now, and you can hear my voice right now, I will ask that you please step into this brothel here where you work. Do not let the man here hold you back. Speak freely with us. Speak as one of us. Your secrets are safe here. Speak to us, please. Tell us that you can hear us or see us. That you are aware that we are here in this room.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder what it was. I thought it was a car popping. That's like on full now.
Okay, for the purpose of the camera, we've just got a large spike in the electromagnetic field, very random.
No electric fan there, is there? No.
Ghost.
For the second time in a week, the word ghost comes through, and this is seconds after a huge wave of electromagnetic energy sweeps through the room.
Tell me who the ghost is.
Show.
What's it say?
Show. You're going to show yourself? What do you wish to show us? What shall we see? What do you want us to see? Do it now.
Wench.
Wench.
Were we having a conversation right here in the old brothel section as the words show and wench come through? Prostitutes back in the 1600s would have been called a wench. Could this be one of the ladies of the night that worked here? Possibly the one whose child was taken from her and that we believe was killed by the owner of the inn and buried within the fabric of room 5.
Corpse.
Corpse. Okay, the word corpse has just come through. Got a number of things here come through that's very, very strange. Is it upstairs? Tell me, is it upstairs? The bones? The corpse? Is it behind the wall upstairs? What else is in this building? Does something wander these corridors that does not belong?
Daughter.
This session is now becoming hugely significant. Is this entity telling us that it is her daughter's corpse that is buried here? This completely backs up our theory. We have had the word daughter come through before when pressing about the secret here.
Yeah. Is it your daughter that lies? So good. Wicked. Who is wicked? Who is the wicked one? Is it the man? This is all making so much sense. It said the word daughter before when we've asked about that. What's behind the wall. Was your daughter taken from you by a wicked person? Is this what you're trying to tell us? Who is the wicked person? Where are they? Are they here now?
Cannot rest.
Oh!
Why was that 2 words? It doesn't do more than 1 word. I hate that.
I understand what you're trying to tell me. You cannot rest until you are perhaps reunited with your daughter. Is this the secret of this building? Oh, that's so sad in a way, isn't it? You cannot rest. What can we do to help you? Please tell us. Is it you that moves around in room 5? Was it your voice I heard last week?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, what was that? It's like some creaking over there.
Is this you, madam, now?
Murderer.
What?
A creaking on the floorboards is heard, immediately followed by the word murderer. Was this entity now telling us that the murderer had entered the room? Had the old owner of this inn during the 1600s now entered the brothel section? We were about to find out.
Is he here now? Madam, tell us, is he here now? Let us hear him. I know what you did. Murderer. Child killer. Where are you? Show yourself, coward. Whoa! Whoa! What noise was that? Who are you? Who are you?
Who moved the chair there?
No, me that moved.
Who are you?
Charles.
Charles, fuck off!
This is a breakthrough at last. After months of investigations, and for Harry, Brett and I, years spent inside this building attempting to find answers, we believe that we now know the name of the negative male here, Charles. Listen again as we believe his voice manifests and then answers me on demand.
Who are you?
Charles.
Charles, fuck off!
We have found it amazing. It's definitely a unique experience that I would recommend to any paranormal lover or who's curious as well. It's been amazing.
We witnessed a number of things so far this evening, and the night's still young. Plenty coming through on various devices. Definitely something to do with the murder, I hear. Actually got the name of him as well, which just adds to the whole event, really.
My first experience here. Bit quiet, a few things happening. Last session, oh my god, is all I'm going to say without giving anything away.
Well, I'd definitely say that from what was coming through, something is trying to tell us that something's happened to their child. They can't rest, they can't move on until they have their child back with them. That was very much what seemed to come through. But they are still being controlled by the matriarch, maybe, or patriarch, even not matriarch, patriarch in the house, or whoever committed the act that we're not sure of what is 100%. But it was really interesting in the way that it answered pretty much on command.
I've watched a few of the shows in the past, Sales and Addict. It's nice to see the story building, and I think tonight we've added to that. I won't spoil it for the viewers, but if that continues, the history of this place is going to be immense.
Wow, tale of two halves that night. That end session, guys, are we all in agreement that I think we've just made a breakthrough?
It felt like a genuine conversation.
Yeah. And it's just the immediate response of things as well, like what was your name? And just Charles came through almost instantly.
And we also had, murderer,
Well, it all started at the beginning with Ghost, didn't it?
Yeah.
Which is what came through last week as well. The fact that the EMF was going.
And then that noise on the Introvox.
Yeah.
Horrible.
It's very possible a man who owned this in some point in the 1600s would have been called Charles or whoever this guy was, but I feel we were definitely picking up on a conversation between a woman, the woman whose child we believe is lost, and then this Charles came through, and you said something really interesting towards the end of it about with the creaking as well.
It felt as if we were talking to a woman, someone entered the room and said, "Get out." They left, and then we had this just near-on conversation with this male.
As well as the EMF spiking all the time as well.
Yeah, that was a really interesting. It just goes to show the amount of intelligent stuff we get here.
Well, it's Wednesday night, and I think Harry and I are still very much in shock about the latter stages of last night. It's just, all the days are kind of melting into one because we've done 3 on the bounce, but just a few hours ago, the word Charles coming through and hearing his voice, it's a breakthrough last night in a huge chapter into this building's history.
Most definitely. We were just trying to find out where this Charles has come from. It's so significant the way the EMF detector was going off. The name Charles came through, and through the Introvox as well. There was a horrible, how can you explain it? It was
just like a male, kind of voice. But not only that, the significant conversation we seem to be having with the female entity whose daughter may have been taken from it. I think that was the best ITC session I've ever had in my life. Tonight, we've gone global. We've got some Canadians who've come to Chester specifically for My Haunted Hotel.
I'm so happy about that, unbelievable.
After the shocking events less than 24 hours earlier, new guests had arrived all the way from Canada. My Haunted Hotel was reaching the furthest corners of the globe, and as they made their way to room 6, Harry and I had entered full research mode. Harry and I are in full research mode here, but the area we are looking at in particular is 1660 to 1690. That sort of 30-year period there. We're trying to find anything to do with a guy called Charles who may have owned the building during that period.
Oh, this one. The pentagram?
As Sean and Nicole adjust to room 6, the building falls into a very calm and peaceful state. It is only after 3 hours that unexpectedly the famous doll in room 5 randomly moves once more. Alright guys, Harry and I have literally just noticed that the doll fell in room 5 whilst the guests were in room 3. It's very, very random how it's moved. Again, just cannot explain this. I've recorded the footage of my phone. I'm going to head up now and meet the guys in room 5 to show them this footage.
Yeah, I'll just call it into the moment.
So we checked all the other cameras at that point, and we checked to see if there was any traffic going past, which there wasn't. It's very, very strange though, and what we've done with this is we've moved it all over the room to see if it falls in different places.
That particular doll?
This particular doll, yeah, because this is the only one that moves.
I then instruct the guests to conduct an S-test session in room 6, and for the second time, the doll moves again. At this moment, the building comes alive.
If you're here, can you say hello? Is there
Often?
someone's in the room? Are you a man?
The woman's voice that said often.
Is there a woman in here? A woman? Hello? Did you used to work in here? Was there a death in this room? Did you live here? There was a female voice. Is there also a man in here?
There was, I just felt something knock underneath me.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard that knock. Is that from the man in this room? Are we welcome in this room? If we're welcome, knock once. If you'd like us to leave, knock twice. Are we welcome in this room? How many spirits are in this room?
I just heard 2 knocks, or felt 2 knocks.
Yeah, me too. There are 2 spirits in this room? Are we welcome in this room? Would you like us to leave?
There was a knock.
as I understand, you would like us to leave, yes?
We believe this banging phenomena originates from within the room. Harry and I do not hear it at all from downstairs. Our cameras are attached to the wall and make the knocking sound much louder than it actually is. The knocking vibrates the fabric of room 6, which is why we believe it is coming from within the room itself.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Sean.
We're from Ontario, Canada. We're traveling the countryside, enjoying ourselves, and we were really excited and interested to learn a little bit more about this bar and hotel.
I'm a firefighter, full-time.
I'm a teacher.
And like Nicole was saying, we're traveling across the country, heard about this place, my haunted hotel, had to really check it out. We are believers, and we're hoping tonight to solidify that a little bit better. So through the night so far, there's been some activity, I'd say not so much visual, but audible. Definitely bumps in the floor.
Very loud knocks on the floor.
Yeah.
What were you wearing? You had your eyes covered and you couldn't hear anything?
Yeah, just listening to white noise.
And I was asking questions, and there was a very, very prominent one knock, very hard. I could feel it on my feet. And then shortly after that, there was 2 knocks, and then another one following that. So there was 3 separate situations, and they were very loud.
I should actually mention that we didn't actually see anything. However, we saw evidence with the doll being knocked over.
Twice the doll in one of the rooms.
5, is it, I believe?
And twice she fell over, and we went in to check things out and found nothing out of the ordinary.
And I have had a good look at her. There's no trickery in place.
So Harry's nipped into the kitchen now, clocked him on the camera. He's making food. F*** you, Brett. F*** you. We gather in the brothel section, which proved to be so productive the previous night. Within minutes, we hear disembodied footsteps from upstairs, and our corridor camera captures these.
It's been really entertaining, little disturbing at times.
Yeah.
Lots of noises.
We found it very entertaining and a little scary, a little creepy. Yeah.
Lots of bumps, lots of noises.
Some of the noises are a little quiet, and you're like, "Did you hear that?" And then you all agree, "Yeah, I heard that. And then some of them are so loud that you can feel them, right? So.
That was very pronounced. There's been a couple of very pronounced thumps.
Yeah, so we heard the steps above us, and we went back into the control room to see if we could figure out where the noise was coming from. And we checked all the different hallways. There was nothing visual. We couldn't see anything that was causing the noises.
No. Again, very pronounced, very clear, but like a shuffling, like somebody's dragging their feet as they're walking.
Yeah, and it didn't seem like it was very heavy footsteps. So we were thinking maybe light, like a child's footsteps.
Yeah. We are staying in a room that has a pentagram in it. So.
And we've already heard very loud knocking.
Yeah. So there's always the concern that, there could be a demonic possession in that room. And I guess ultimately the chance that we could have something follow us as we move on our trip.
Yeah, that's something we've talked about, hoping that whatever spirits are in this building are happy to stay here.
Yeah, we may need to do a spiritual cleansing after our stay here.
The doll again.
Yeah, no reason for it to fall.
No. I think now, over the rest of this week and into next week, we need to find out who Charles was, We've already figured out some history that was unknown about this building tonight. But the research goes on. We now open this next stage into who this Charles is and what he actually did to this woman and her child, because I think we're all in agreement that's the secret of the building.
Sounds that way, yeah, most definitely.
On to next week.
Look forward to it.
A breakthrough week at my haunted hotel has now left the door open for us to discover even more about the previous residents here. Whoever Charles was clearly still present here. Perhaps his tortured soul is trapped within these walls, unable to escape his dark past of murder and abuse. And as for the other spirits here, we await to see what evidence they can provide for us in the coming weeks and months. We'll see you soon.